All right. MAGA is going at it with MAGA, and it matters because it has influence on the president and it has influence on the people around him. Some of the strongest voices in that group are divided. This was inevitable. All right, everything extreme implodes, and you have competing extreme agendas. You have isolationists who are rabid, and then you have anti-Islamists, people who believe Islam as a whole is out to kill us, and that the good fight is taking them out first. Okay? So on one side, the isolationist side, you got Bannon and you got Tucker Carlson. Okay? Here's what he told Bannon on the War Room.
You're not going to convince me that the Iranians, I'm not a Shiite. I'm not like on the side of the Shiite clerics. I'm a freaking Episcopalian. Settle down. However, you're not going to convince me that the Iranian people are my enemy. Again, we're going down this here. Here's who you're required to hate. It's Orwell, man. I'm really afraid that my country's going to be further weakened by this. I think we're going to see the end of American empire. Obviously, other nations would like to see that, and this is a perfect way to scuttle the USS America on the shoals of Iran. But it's also going to end, I believe, Trump's presidency.
First, Iran is Shia. It's the Sunni that they don't like. And it's not about the Iranian people. It's about a regime that is extreme Islamist and absolutely hates us. Now, that doesn't justify whatever will happen or not happen, but you should have your facts straight, okay? Let's bring in two MAGA voices, both sides are represented in terms of whether or not this is America's fight or not. Conservative talk show host Ben Ferguson believes the United States should fully support Israel, even if it means using our military. And the executive director of the American Conservative, Curt Mills, who says if the U.S. engages in strikes against the regime, he could see a collapse of the MAGA coalition. Ben, it's good to see you, brother. Curt, nice to meet you. Good to have you here. So, Curt, let me start with you. You're new to the show. A collapse. I have been watching this. I thought it was inevitable. Watching now how people are talking about each other and the targeting. What do you see in this dynamic, and what decides it?
Look, so our magazine was founded in 2002 by Pat Buchanan against the Iraq War. So we are a home for a long-standing conservative skepticism of foreign adventurism. We reject the label isolationism. We think it's a slur, respectfully. And a lot of what Trump was saying on the campaign trail in 2016, 2020, 2024 was very attractive to our magazine and our readers. And we have obviously been close with both Mr. Carlson and Mr. Bannon. I think there is extreme risk here if the war does not go well. It looks like the U.S. is going to enter at some level. Whether or not it is limited to strikes on the nuclear facility, and that's it, is one door. And whether or not it's an open, boots on the ground, et cetera, regime war is another contingency. So my answer, though, is if it is limited to strikes on the nuclear facilities, I think we then should take the Iran hawks at their word. This was about the nuclear proliferation, and so why is there a need for a wider war? And so that is our perspective.
Ben, you know, look, I get it. They're making a high bar there, though, right? Because who knows what the implications are. Why do you believe that, you know, President Trump was pretty clear and made a lot of political currency out of, man, these wars have been a waste of blood and treasure. Waste of blood and treasure. Is he about to waste blood and treasure?
No, and look, you need to just listen to what Donald Trump has said, and then you understand how extreme the idea is that we're about to put boots on the ground actually is. That's not what Donald Trump's going to do. By the way, that's not what I'm in favor of. I'm not in favor of invading Iran like we did Iraq or Afghanistan. I'm not in favor of nation building or thinking that diplomacy is going to be some sort of grand moment where they're like, oh, we want freedom and democracy in Iran. I don't want any of that. I learned from the mistakes we made in Iraq and Afghanistan. And if you listen to what Donald Trump has said for 10 years and 2 days, what did he say, Chris? He said over and over again that we cannot allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon because we know what they'll do with it. Listen to what they say, whether it is going with proxies and terrorist organizations to commit horrific crimes against the Jews or Americans. They said we're the big Satan and Israel's the little Satan. What this is simply about, and I think this is going to be a blip on the screen and we're going to move on in the conservative world, is Donald Trump saying we can't let them have this nuclear weapon. it will be used to destroy people in the world. It will make American and our interests unsafe. So if I'm the only one that can go in and use bunker busters to go after a nuclear site because Iran refuses to come to the table, then I may do that.
Right.
Does that mean troops on the ground? No. And the people that are out there putting words in Donald Trump's mouth,
right,
or other conservatives like myself, it's absurd because we're not in favor of invading or putting troops on the ground. We are in favor of making sure their nuclear program is bombed back 1,000 years, if you want to put it that way.
Right, I get it. Listen, one last thing, Curt, it is a little bit ironic to see people within the MAGA movement doing what the MAGA movement usually does to the left, right? I heard one of Rogan's jokers, literally, the guy's a comedian when he's not talking about political philosophy, saying he should be impeached. The president should be impeached for what he already did. What do you make of that kind of insurgency within MAGA?
Yeah, but I can't speak to Dave Smith. He seems like a nice guy. I only know him by correspondence. But Smith is somebody who is, I believe, a libertarian and just voted for Trump in 2024.
Whatever that means. Libertarian means nothing. It means I'm smarter than you because they never run anything. They never decide anything. It's just like, you know.
They never win anything either.
I know. It's like saying you're tall. But anyway, go ahead.
I don't know what Carlson or Bannon have said, and I think their MAGA bona fides are pretty established at this point. So, I mean, I think with respect to my co-panelists here, I understand that the idea of this is that it will be different than Iraq. And not everybody who supported the Iraq War supports the Iran War. But with the honorable exception of the president, pretty much everybody who supported the Iran intervention supported the Iraq War.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit rich to say it's going to be all copacetic. It'll be fine. It'll be super strategic. Everything is all planned out.
But here's the difference. There's a difference in strategy here. There's a difference in strategy here.
You don't know what's going to happen, respectfully. And let me finish.
It's true.
Let me finish. Even if they are wiped out, the nuclear facilities, assuming we can do that, which I think is an assumption, but assuming it happens, I'll stipulate. The Iranians are probably months away from being able to rebuild their facilities again. And additionally, it's avoiding the actual forensic...
Let me jump in, Chris.
Yeah, go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, Kurt. Let me go because I'm tight on time. Let Ben get in. We don't filibuster here. Go ahead.
This is the problem with this idea that I go with Tucker Carlson. By the way, I know Steve Bannon well. We had dinner recently. I had him on my show 3 weeks ago. We don't have beef. We can disagree on something like this. It doesn't mean that MAGA world's on fire. It doesn't mean that I don't like Steve. I'll probably text him afterwards night saying, heads up, we were talking about you. Because this is a simple moment in time where I believe that Donald Trump is doing the right thing to protect the world and the United States of America. There's no conversation about invading our boots on the ground. That type of paranoia is not based in reality. Donald Trump does not want to be in a war like that. He said that clearly. Will he defend Israel and do what Israel can't do? Yes, I think he will.
I understand, but I get where Kurt's coming from. This is what we heard the last time. Strategic, specific, but we were coming at it from a very different perspective, Curt, which was we had just gotten hit in a way that we had never been hit before. And we believed, we were told, we were deceived that we were going into the place responsible.
I think that makes it worse. There's no justification now.
Well, the justification is we know that this regime is designed to destroy us. Should we allow them to have the means? But it doesn't mean this is the only way to do it.
That's not new. That's not new.
It is not new, and I don't think it's urgent. Anyway, I got to jump. I'm getting yelled at. A war of my own making. Curt Mills, you're always welcome here. Thank you for coming on. Ben Ferguson, appreciate you. Say hello to Bannon. Tell him he owes me a phone call. 4 minutes and 50.